So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here, a clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm your commentator, Peter Drury, and providing his unique brand of expert analysis, here's Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
Well, it looks like a big game, sounds like a big game, everyone involved is absolutely up for it. Shoots! And the counter is on. And there is Dwight York, an icon of a certain age.
Yeah, certainly one of the most prolific strikers.
And the finish! And needless to say, that deserved better.
Maradona deserves a lot of credit for his willingness to make those runs. The passers will always have an option with him.
And it's Scholes. That's good running with the ball. And this is Ronaldo. He's chosen to go back. And here's Scholes. Casemiro. That could spell trouble. And a chance! Goal! Celtic! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here, Peter. The defence might want to have a good look at themselves as to how they let it happen.
I doubt very much that this was in the script.
Well, that's good defending. He squeezed the play and he gave him no chance to get on the turn.
Here's Suarez.
Suarez really was well marshalled there because he was denied the opportunity to turn.
Looking to play him in. Big chance! There is the genius of Luis Suarez! A finish right from the top draw. And the lead lost no time at all.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react.
Tries one from range! Cross goes in there. Oh, well played, well played. Still very early doors, but it is a closely contested affair. Scores! And that's another fine save. And we have our very first corner. And now they can spring out of defence. Maradona. Varane wins the duel this time. Scholes. Can he get it through? Tries to play it through. Chance for a shot! It's a goal! And the game is well and truly turned on its head. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Look at the manager here, he's absolutely fuming and he has every right to be. You can't win football matches if you give the ball away like that.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
That's a cute ball. Casemiro. And it's Luis Suarez. Now it's Maradona. York. He's under a lot of pressure there. Oh, no joy this time. Nicely weighted ball. Now, what about a counter-attack? Just more than 15 minutes till half-time. York. Looking tidy in possession here. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Busquets. And that's been intercepted.
That was well played, well stopped.
Yeah, he's fouled him there. Rafael Varane. And it's Menu. Some really good ball movement. Great ball, and he's in here. It's Cristiano! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. And there's his chance to lead the counter. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Menu. A header! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Over to the right flank. Driving forward. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Yamal is one whose deliveries we all know about. Oh, well played, well sorted out. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Busquets. Maradona is herring after that one. Casemiro. Scholes. And it's McTominay. Threads one in. Oh, that's beautifully weighted. Bullish header!
I'll tell you, Peter, the keeper owes him big time there. He's lucky his mate was wide awake to that.
That's a shade optimistic. Hoisted upfield by the keeper. Rafael Varane. Now McTominay. McTominay running with the ball. Scores! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. Neymar, 2 assists. That's it, 45 minutes up. Well, we have quite a thrilling narrative here. Despite their early setback, they are now the ones in the driving seat, and all of a sudden things are looking pretty rosy. So there was the first half.
I've been left almost breathless here, Peter. This is frantic stuff. 45 minutes just seem to fly by. Here's hoping both teams can maintain this level.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Yeah, he's pulled him up for that challenge. Great chance here from position A1. Great chance here to level it up. Cristiano Ronaldo! And it's hit the woodwork and out! It's a pretty loose pass. It's a little off target. Now who's going to be first to this? Yamal. Nice physical challenge. Has a look and place it forward. Well, that pass isn't the best. It's a good foot in there. Oh, he's bustling through, and the shot! And that's a good finish. A 2-goal lead, and they're firmly in control. That really is quite fabulous. All his own doing.
I'm not making any apologies, but I was willing him to supply the finish, and he came up trumps.
Well, that has changed the dynamic somewhat.
Well, everything is going to plan, Peter. A day for a regular managerial heartbeat, at least for one.
Fermin. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
He's going to be disappointed with that.
That dugout has had some relief, at least, but now the harder work starts. They've got to push for more.
That is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. That's an excellent interception. Passing is crisp and sharp. McTominay. Scholes. So we've reached the hour mark. And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Varane cuts it out. And he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't take out that killer ball.
Can he get on the end of this? Menu. Somewhat off target. And it's Scholes. York. Forced to go. Judge, surely! And yes, it's there! Reflections on the goal.
I love the technique in that finish. There was a concentration to keep it down.
Cambio di giocatori.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Celtic cut their deficit and look raring to go again.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
Delivers with whip. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And now the breakaway. Neatly clipped into space. It's Fulham! Well taken goal. They've done it again. It is incredible.
Yeah, and it's very much deserved in the circumstances. In these games, it's so tempting to maybe get a little sorry for yourselves, but there's none of that.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
I think the manager's claiming an assist here.
Well, what a game we have on our hands here.
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do and will continue to do by the looks of it.
Here's a chance for a Celtic counter-attack. Now it's Xerxes. And this is Forlan. Menu. Not where it came from. Passing right. Can he finish? And how did he not put that away?
Xerxes fully appreciates that he could have won it then, and now he'll be all the keener not to lose it.
And it's Casemiro.
Concentration levels are very good, and so is the commitment. This game could yet yield a winner.
Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Forlan. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
And here's Forlan, foot in. Neymar, Luis Suarez. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe it can be won.
Yamal finding himself in space. No, he wasn't going to be fooled. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. And here's Neymar.
Such good technique.
That is a brilliant interception.
I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try again.
Zirkzee, not the most accurate pass. If we're going to get a winner, it's got to come now. Casemiro, Ericsson, Menu. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes! Loose now, and they went. Oh, what has happened here? That has earned a reprieve for the time being. That looks a good ball through. And this is Luis Suarez. He has found the shapes to shoot! Well, now it's a race for the ball.
Well, in my opinion, set pieces are 50-50 moments, and this is a rather big one, and it all depends on the service.
Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. What a game, a contest of ferocity and marvellous talent from start to finish. Luis Suarez picking up the Man of the Match award, and no surprise there. Your reflections then, Jim?
Napoli can always take more positives from a result like this. Yes, there is some tidying